What's good? This is Trey, and the topic of this video is how to create sexual tension when you approach a woman. All right. So first, you need to have an understanding of what is sexual tension, right? And sexual tension is basically like it's a feeling of desire, right? It's feeling of sexual desire. And the way I like to describe it, it's like you're getting a taste of sexual energy. It's kind of like a taste of what could possibly happen if you and another person were to get into a get into sexual activity, right? That's basically what it is, like a taste of it though. So it's like an energy, it's a feeling, and it's intense. And if you if you ever felt it before, what I'm talking about, right? But it's definitely something you want to be able to trigger in women because it's hard to deny, it's hard to resist. And when it is there, on the surface, it's something that it definitely makes an impact in the conversation or the communication, right? So if you can create that feeling when you approach a woman, you're gonna have a lot easier time interacting with her, because if she feels that, she's going to respond to you in a lot more receptive and submissive manner, because not every guy can do that. Not every guy can create sexual tension, especially off of an approach, right? It usually takes time or whatever. So how can you do that, right? Well, one of the ways to do it is by creating a sexy archetype, right? And this is a combination of the way you look, the way you sound, the way you act, the energy you give off. You want to develop a sexy identity, a sexy character, a sexy way of being. You need to start using that word and associating it with yourself, the word sexy, right? Not a lot of guys go around saying I'm sexy, but like, you should do that, because if you do it, if you say it enough times, you'll start to create it, right? Because if you keep saying it and you don't see it, you're gonna try to start creating it, right? It's just like a natural thing that's gonna happen. But you shouldn't just say it, you should actually do something about it. You should take the necessary actions, right? So you want to become as sexy as possible, right? And then creating sexual tension is going to be just like a byproduct of that. It's going to be easy. But start with that. Start with figuring out how you can become a sexy archetype. Look at guys that get women, right? Go and look at guys that get women and find an archetype that you can sort of become somehow, some way, right? Or become your own version of, or maybe combine a few and create your own, right? But anyway, you want to create a sexy archetype, all right? Then when you approach a woman, you want to be sexually vulnerable. What does that mean? That means you approach her in a sexually masculine way with no apologies, right? And basically, it's you getting into the state of mind that I'm a man, she's a woman, men and women, men mate with women and women mate with men, and that is okay. And it's okay to carry that energy, right? You don't have to say, I don't have to go up to her and say I want to mate with you, but there's an energy that I'm carrying because I am not apologizing for being a masculine man, a sexual man. And when you walk up to a woman and you truly embrace the idea of being a sexual man, you walk up to her and whatever you say is going to be sexually charged, right? If you're truly feeling that. So it's you can't be avoiding rejection. You can't be resisting anything. You have to let go of all the bullshit And it's almost like you're walking up to her with your heart open, right? It probably sounds a little corny, but that's really what you're doing. You're extremely vulnerable, and you're basically walking up to her, and you're not resisting anything. And you have your head up, you have your chest out, you're embracing your masculinity. You're walking up to her as a man, but it's not like a threatening thing. It's just you embracing your natural self as a man, but you're calibrated. You're socially aware. You're not walking up to her like serious or anything. You walk up to her and you're smiling, but there's a difference between. Okay, let me give you an example. Like, there's a difference between walking up to her with like the sexual energy like this, like where it's like. Like it's too serious and it's too whoa. And then there's it's like you're holding the sexual energy, but you're relaxed and you're not resisting anything. Let's see if there's a difference. I'm about to do it now. Right? That there was a difference between the two. I hope you noticed that. The first one was like, and it's hard for me to even do it wrong. I don't know if the first one even looks wrong because I practiced doing it right. But I don't know. Basically, it's not like super aggressive, right? Maybe in the clubs, in the clubs you could be a little more aggressive and more like I don't know. But in the daytime, you don't want to be going up to the girl all serious and shit. You want to be smiling and it's a little more relaxed. But there's still like you know what I mean? Like you could just tell like this dude is not a friend zone guy. It's not a guy you put in the friend zone. You get rid of that not saying to get rid of being a gentleman, because that is not what I'm trying to say, because I'm a gentleman, like as far as like being respectful and having manners and shit. But when you approach a woman, it's like if you don't want to get put in a friend zone, you have to show her that you are a man, like straight up. So a man is not going to apologize for being sexual. He's just not. And he's not going to be vulgar either. He's not going to be like over the top with it, but he's going to carry that energy. So you create sexual tension by embodying acceptance of your sexuality, acceptance of being a masculine man, and you walk up to the woman with that energy, right? And your body will reflect it if you practice it over and over. It's not the first time you do it, probably not going to go well, but you practice it over and over until you become it, you embody it, right? And you start by creating a sexy archetype. You can't walk up to women looking average and then try to do that. It's probably not going to work. But if you walk up to her and you have a sexy archetype, then it's a different story. You know what I mean? And there's different versions of it. Like, don't think you have to be exactly like this archetype. Or you don't have to be athlete. You don't have to be a playboy. You don't have to be that. There's other archetypes. There's a rocker archetype. There's like creative. There's some women that go for like the creative, artistic guy, right? But that's like sensitive, but he still carries some masculine energy. Like, you gotta go and do your research. Find there's specific archetypes that women go for. I'm not even just talking about the ones we all know, like the rocker or the tattooed guy or the muscular guy. There's other like really specific archetypes that women go for. And you gotta go and do your research and figure out what they are and find one that works for you. All right, so that's the advice in this video. If you are a man that is struggling in your dating life, you need some help with, for example, we talked about today, creating a sexy archetype or creating sexual tension or just being more masculine or whatever it is, send me a private message. Let's have a conversation. Let's see how I can help you get the results you want in your dating life. Thanks for watching. Peace.